Before my former Apple mentor hired me into his startup, he asked me one question. Sahas, what do entrepreneurs and project managers have in common? I talked about innovation, simplicity, and even Apple's philosophy. He smiled and said, execution. Today, let's understand project management the Apple's way through a real world example. Imagine you've just quit your job, or maybe you're thinking about starting your own entrepreneurial journey. You've always dreamed of opening your own sandwich shop. Now, here's the exciting part. You don't immediately rent a building or you don't hire employees. Instead, you think like a modern entrepreneur. You prepare just three sandwiches from your own kitchen, a veggie delight, a classic cheese, and a vegan special. Then you invite 10 of your friends over. You tell them, be brutally honest. I don't want any compliments, rather, I'm looking for the feedback. Now, someone would say the veggie delight needs more seasoning, while the other friend might say, I'd actually pay money for this. Perfect, because I didn't spend thousands of dollars opening a business. I simply answer with one simple question. Will customers actually buy my product? Now, today, with AI, this can be done even in a smarter way. I can first ask ChatGPT, based on this customer feedback, which recipe should I improve first? Or to Claude, summarize the common themes across these customer comments. Now, imagine the feedback is overwhelmingly positive. They are asking, when are you opening? That's the moment where everything changes. Because now I'm no longer validating an idea, I'm building a business. This leads to one of the prominent findings where we notice entrepreneurship begins with an idea. But what if we say project management begins the moment you decide to turn that idea into reality? How? Let's dig deeper. Now, let's begin our business. I start with renting a small shop, applying for food license, hiring employees, designing the menu, creating a logo, launching social media, and even building a website. Now, everything is moving. Everyone is busy. 3 weeks later, the bread arrives, but electricity hasn't yet been connected. Marketing announces opening day, but the construction isn't finished. Nobody was lazy here. Nobody failed the job. Everyone worked hard. Yet, the project is falling apart. Why? Because nobody owned the sequence. Not the work I'm saying here. I'm saying the sequence. Now, let's imagine an orchestra where every musician knows how to play, but without a conductor, it's just a noise. A project manager doesn't play every instrument. They simply make sure everyone starts at the right time, in the right order. That's project management, turning dozens of independent activities into one coordinated outcome. Great. Let's bring one new frame to the discussion. Let's imagine I'm now an investor. Before investing, I ask only three questions. First, what exactly are we building? Only sandwiches or coffee too? Every new items means new ingredients, more suppliers, more equipment, more complexity. That's its scope. Second, when are you opening? That's time. Third, how much money do you need? That's cost. Experienced project managers know these three are connected. Change one and the other to change as well. If tomorrow we decide to sell coffee, we need another machine, another supplier, more budget, and probably more time too. Before making that decision, I might ask AI, based on my current cost plan, what dependencies or risks am I missing? AI suggests possibilities here, but it's ultimately the project manager that decides. Amazing. We have now realized as we turned our idea into execution, chaos was everywhere. So, how do experienced entrepreneurs or project managers prevent chaos then? Simply, they divide the journey into five phases. First, the initiation. In this phase, they ask question: should we even open this shop? Is there a demand? Can we afford it? Should we continue at all? Sometimes stopping early is the smartest project decision. Second, planning. Now we break everything into smaller pieces: construction, kitchen equipment, hiring, marketing, licensing, and others. This is called a work breakdown structure. Then we ask what has to happen first: electricity before freezes, money before marketing. Once we understand them, we then create a schedule. That's where a Gantt chart becomes powerful. AI can even review the schedule and ask what happens if the food license is delayed. Third, execution. Construction starts, suppliers deliver, employees train, marketing launches, the plan becomes reality. Fourth, monitoring and controlling. Halfway though, the refrigerated suppliers calls. Delivery delayed by 10 days. Do we panic? No, we adapt. Maybe delay the opening. Maybe rent temporary refrigeration. Maybe reorganize the schedule. This is where project managers create value. Fifth, closure. Opening day arrives. The first sandwich is sold. The project is complete. But before moving on, we ask what worked, what didn't, what should we improve next time. Those lessons make every future project stronger. Every project management tool solves a specific problem. Nobody knew who was supposed to order employees' uniform. Use literacy metrics. Nobody realized food licenses take 30 days. Use literacy projects there. The investor asks, are we still opening next month? Use KPIs. Employees keep asking different people for updates. Use a communication plan. Even AI helps here. It drafts stakeholder updates, summarizes the risk, suggests mitigations, highlights schedule changes, but someone still needs to validate every recommendation. And I know who should. Finally, let's sum up everything we have discussed so far. Whether you're opening a sandwich shop, launching an AI startup, building an e commerce platform, or delivering enterprise software, the challenge is always the same: hundreds of moving parts, a limited budget, fixed deadlines, and constant uncertainty. Project managers don't eliminate the uncertainty, they reduce it. They align people together and they organize work. They help great ideas become successful realities. And today, AI makes great project managers even better, not by replacing them, but by helping them think faster, identify risks earlier, and even challenge assumptions. I hope that this sandwich shop helped you to see that project management isn't just about software or corporate jobs. It's a way of thinking. Now, whether you're building a business, launching a product, organizing an event, or leading a team, these principles apply everywhere. In case if IT project management is something you'd like to explore further, I've created a dedicated series where we apply the same principles to a real enterprise software project. In that series, we'll walk through discovery calls, requirement gathering, sprint planning, risk management, and much more that I directly learned from my mentor who worked at Apple. I have linked the entire playlist in the description below so that you can continue learning whenever you're ready. Until then, I'll wait for you to see in my next video. Thank you.